With Heath stranded at the border town of Piangshang losing money to locals, Doug moved on to Hanoi. That night at the welcoming Cafe Dung, he smoked local tobacco, arm-wrestled local waiters, and drank far too much local rice wine. The next day, while avoiding getting killed by millions of scooters, he explored the bustling streets and cured his hangover with a bowl of pho. Later that day, Heath arrived, and after a night of partying and a day of negotiating motorbikes, we headed on the overnight train to Lao Cai in North Vietnam. We got our tickets, made friends with neighbors, and the next morning we were off into the mountains. Heath spotted tea across the valley.
Marvelous.
And tried to high-five the locals.
High five! You really don't like me.
The valleys were beautiful, and after meeting some hill tribes people who had chickens in baskets, we arrived in Sapa. Fred let us shower in his hotel room.
Check out that vision of beauty. Oh, sorry, I meant this vision of beauty.
After avoiding lunch, we made it into the mountains and found our hill tribe.
Still trying to understand this.
After the initial confusion, we found our contact and hid our bikes in her shed. We followed her through her village, up some hills.
Feels great.
And began digging a ditch when we arrived.
So relaxing.
Then to the rice paddies for a little bit of a tutorial, and then back home to help prepare dinner. Li Mei produced a feast, and we were sung to while we consumed copious amounts of rice wine. The rest of the night is blurry, but included herbal baths, Heath streaking in front of the high priest, and a competition of picking up each other. The next day it was back to the farm, where we accidentally destroyed a bunch of corn crops, weren't so great at shaving the patties, and proved less than excellent with the buffalo. On the plus side, Doug considered an arranged marriage, successfully used a squat pot toilet, and surprised a family of chickens. Unfortunately, it was time to go.
No, leave my man. Don't cry, it's okay. No problem.
But we decided to donate 3 bags of fertilizer at $50 to the entire village. It rained as we left, but after drying our trousers, we continued the 800-kilometer ride back to Hanoi, fueled by red goats, red buffalo, and the elusive red dinosaur. We found a random game of pool playing, some insects in a jar, and continued south past some very rickety obstacles.
Now that is a scary-ass bridge.
We got completely lost in the mountains, but felt better because we got to give toothbrushes to the hill tribe people. We found gas, avoided potholes, drove through construction zones, and were feeling less than fresh. But after a final day of riding, we started to close in on Hanoi, and on our last night we hosted the Beggar's Banquet. Would anyone show up? Indeed they did. A local organization helped us organize 10 children to come around for an all-you-can-eat dinner. These children made about $1 a day shining shoes and selling newspapers. They all lived together in the slums and had to pay for their food and lodging. Anything they had left they would send to their family in the country. They usually had 1, maybe 2 meals a day, so we decided to take them out and show them a really fun time. The next day we headed back to China.
No, why me?